We demand to know why the army was called into the civilian space when police mandated constitutionally to maintain law and order was on the streets, and without any indication that they had failed to deal with the protests. The nation cannot be plunged again into a state of fear and terror soon after an election as state-sponsored violence reminiscent of 2008 appears to be on the rise across the country. As if that is not enough, none, including President Mnangagwa as Commander-in-Chief, his General V. Zwanda, and even VP Chiwenga wants to take a responsibility for this costly botch-up. To date, there is not the slightest indication of who among these three ordered the army to not only come out of the barracks, but even worse, to use live ammunition on unarmed citizens, as they all deny responsibility. The church cannot sit by and watch politicians play power games using innocent citizens as pawns and fodder to settle differences and score points. We demand that the president, who initially said he would want an independent inquiry, including outsiders into the army shootings, to actually uphold this promise and to do this soon. We do not accept the recent reports pointing to the fact that the police and the army are said to or have put together an inquiry team into the tragic event. These state security arms are also subjects of inquiry themselves, given their implicit involvement. Why and how do they investigate themselves? Where is the objectivity and impartiality in this attempt? It is time that President Mnangagwa knows that the church takes seriously the manner in which lives were lost on August the 1st and cannot accept any smokescreened commission of inquiry. We therefore demand an independent body appointed by other significant national stakeholders, of course the church included if necessary, to lead this probe. The Presidium and all these other security sectors are compromised on this matter and cannot therefore investigate themselves. Further to the said development, why do we have selective application of the law where alleged perpetrators and insinuators of this unfortunate incident are being arrested while the soldiers who committed the heinous crime of shooting and killing innocent citizens with evidence already in the public domain are not apprehended? You know very well that Tendai Biti has been on the run, and a lot of these activists have been hunted, and yet we've never had any indications and there's any reports to the effect that the shooters have been arrested. The president is reminded that he took oath to uphold the Constitution, which Constitution values the right to life. We also implore all political parties that pledged peace and signed up to this commitment in the run-up to the harmonized elections to abide by this commitment, as the nation, but more importantly, God, will hold everyone accountable. We want to remind all political players that signed this peace pledge that the heavens recorded this, as the Bible says, whatever is bound here on earth, the same is bound in heaven. And anyone that reneges on their pledge or on their vow, the wrath of God will come upon them. And this is very, very biblical. Now lastly, pursuant to nation building, which is anchored on justice, peace and development, we demand a complete cessation to the politically motivated hounding threats reverberating across the nation, and call on all those in authority to adhere to the rule of law by allowing the citizens to express themselves freely without fear of state security agents. We demand a complete departure from the bygone era where arbitrary arrests, abductions, and torture were the order of our politics. And President Mnangagwa promised a new social and political culture conducive for not only business, but for mutual tolerance and coexistence. So the church has spoken. I thank you.